Entertainment, lifestyle, and hospitality, these three tend to go hand in hand. But for a lot of young persons like me who do enjoy that sector, there's a whole lot they're still hiding from regular people that we still don't know. So today, if you are interested, if you're looking to go into this line of business, today's episode of Enterprise Spotlight is for you. Today I'm going to be talking to someone who has managed to crack the code on all three. So let's get to it. I'm right here with Mr. Amamchi Rochas, and he is the president and founder of the Wingist network. You're welcome to Enterprise Spotlight.
Thank you so much, Adiso. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. How are you doing?
Doing good. Doing good.
See,
Thank
you're looking
God.
sharp, actually. All right, so let's get into it. Right, the Wingist network. I do know that it's like a body of other businesses.
Yeah.
Can you just tell me about that quickly?
Sure, definitely. First of all, I want to thank you and the whole team for coming here.
Right.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. So yeah, Wingist Network is an umbrella, and it's a lifestyle, hospitality, and entertainment company.
Yeah.
So anything that falls on that we try to make sure our foot is in the door.
What made you go into the hospitality business? What I'm asking is, what's your story, really?
Yeah. Okay. I think that's a two-part answer.
All right.
I'll say that for several reasons. So what made me go into the hospitality, community, I guess I can say that is, I saw that there was that lack of the true definition of hospitality, which is customer service, which is being hospitable. And I've always made sure, I would like when people are having fun and when they're also very comfortable when they're having fun as well. My why is basically I have to make money to help people. So that's the first thing that came to my mind.
So it's hospitality all the way.
Hospitality all the way. And I also I love entertainment as well. So I played sports in high school.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
Yeah. Was I good? Maybe not. But I played sports. Sports. I would always say, if anyone asked me, I'll say I play, but I'd always say, don't go check. Yeah, don't go check. Anything entertainment, it was sort of in my system since birth. So,
Okay. So how is it actually really? Because I know lots of persons don't talk about this. It's like, oh, I own a nightlife business and all that. Yeah. But how really is it owning and running an hospitality business in Abuja? Yeah. How is it?
Okay. Do you want me to give you the honest answer?
Yes, please.
Or should I just give you the typical answer? It's wonderful if you work hard, all of that.
That's what I don't want. Okay. I actually want that.
Honest answer. It's very difficult. What kept me going, or what keeps me going, is just anytime I come to a stumbling block, you remember my why. So my why is bigger than me, so I have to keep going. But yeah, it's very difficult because, first of all, Abuja is still trying to gain the traction of exposure in entertainment and exposure even in hospitality. So if you go to Lagos now and you see billions of clubs open and they are all occupied, or millions of lounges and restaurants and all of that. So we also, Abuja with people here still trying to get accustomed, but it's picking up rapidly actually. But yeah, it's hard because also staff-wise as well, staff in the outlets, So what we do at Wingist Network is we make sure that we always give training to our staff every week, because we have to keep that standard of, again, being hospitable. There's different aspects of it. There's also, it's very easy for theft to occur as well in the restaurant business or even the lounge business. I think the club is the worst, right? I don't have a club yet, but I can imagine. So there's a lot of different areas that makes it difficult. But for me, it's just even if we mess up or make a mistake, it's just to learn from it. I don't have a problem with failing. Failing, it's quite good.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If you say that, you did mention the whole theft thing, and that kind of just something in my head. Accountability. How important is that in a business like this one, and how do you hold both your staffs and your customer accountable?
I think the first thing I start with is I make sure they hold me accountable actually. Yeah, so for example, if let's say we're planning an event and I said, okay, we have the deadline, and I also give myself deadlines. I always tell people, I'm founder of Wingist Network, but I really treat myself as an MD of the Wingist Network, which is the managing director.
Yeah.
So I look at myself as if I was employed to run a brand. And that also makes me not ever relax and be like, oh, okay, founder or chairman or, or all of that.
Yeah.
So I keep myself going. And so we all have deadlines, and everybody's held accountable from me to whoever it is on that ladder. So, so it's very, very important. Yeah.
Right. So what's one thing you would say you still have not figured out yet? Like, I still have not gotten a hang of this in business.
Yes.
In this business.
Can I be honest with you?
Please.
I would say everything.
Really?
Let me tell you why.
Okay.
I always believe that there's something more. So I'm never just, I will never say, oh, I've gotten the hang of this. I think one of the issues that most of my staff might have an issue with me, it would be I'm always trying to change. So if I see that there's a better option or a better thing, even if it's 2 days that we just made the last change, we'll change again. And so for me, it's like I can't really ever say, oh, I've gotten the hang of this, because yes, you understand that, but I'm pretty sure there's always going to be more. I try to strive for that perfection, or near perfection at least.
Okay.
So
basically, yeah, what would you say you do that make people come back?
Right, I think the most important thing, again, as I said earlier, that we strive for is the actual true meaning of customer service, right? So where the customers come in first. You know, with this hospitality business, every second counts. So let's say a second late from the kitchen can make a customer angry. So we take every single point into play.
But is that important in the hospitality and lifestyle business, to have like a target audience, like not be so open to everyone? Yeah,
I think it's very, very important to have a certain target audience you're going for. But look, if you have things that can suit different audiences, then why not? You just make sure it's geared towards them and they know that. So.
Okay, so we've been talking about, I do know that with Wingist Network, you also have, aside from the businesses, you also have a network of people.
Yes.
Why is network important? Why are you laughing?
No, because I'm laughing because you're smiling. I don't know why you're smiling. But
okay, why is it important? Is the network important, especially a network of people?
Yeah.
The connection, is it important in this kind of business?
Yeah. I think in every line of business it's important. This one is very, very important. Yeah, you have to have a clientele, but not just clientele, you have to have your people, quote and unquote, to where, you know, like, they would always show up no matter what. But for Wingist Network members, it's a bit different. What we try to do there, and why I created that, is to make sure everybody has someone they can link with to achieve something. And that's really just the purpose of the Wingist Network, and the membership aspect side of it. So.
How nice. You are running many businesses at the same time, and you're very young. How do you manage all of that?
The grace of God.
Aside the grace of God, okay.
But also, I always tell people it's very important to also have a very good team. I have a good team, especially in like the office. So there's a lot of background work that people don't see. So a lot of sleepless nights and texts and 2 in the mornings or stuff like that. But it's just to have a good team, to be honest, and make sure that everyone has the same vision and has the same goal. And for us, one of the things we always look at here at Wingist Network is you have to look at the company like your own, or less like there's no need for you to be here. So yeah, and everybody makes, and why we can say that is because we make sure that the company also benefits the individuals in the company, which is more than just salary, right? So even if it's, let's say, any opportunity they are looking for individually, then we can see what we can help them to do with that.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you 2 questions in one. The first one is how involved should you be in this sort of business? Like you, the founder or the director, how involved should you be in the business? That's one. And second, how much investment opportunity is it in this business? Really?
Okay. So the first one, how much?
How involved?
How involved? Yeah. Sorry. I think it's very, very important to be. Again, I use the same word, very, very involved, because a lot of things can go wrong. So you can have the best team too, but it's just, from my experience, I was talking with a very good friend of mine and brother, and Uyi, I don't know if you know Uyi.
Yeah.
And we're just talking about how with this industry, you sort of cannot even leave the business for a week. Like it's not advisable because a lot of things can go on, even if you have a good team. But it's always good for your people to know that you're there, right? So it's not just, and for me, I love being there anyways because I can go into, let's say, an outlet or let's plan for an event and a new idea comes up. So I would say it's very, very important to be involved. Anybody that's in this business, I think anyone that has been in the game or for a while or just freshly in the game would agree with me.
Okay. And the second one, investment opportunity, how much?
There's a lot. And this is an industry where I really believe in, even like in a larger scale. For Nigeria, we need to even invest more in hospitality, entertainment. It's a lot. And anybody that's looking to go into it, I'll advise them to. I mean, still run your data because you might want to do restaurants, which is different from a lounge, which is different from a hotel, whatever it is. But I'd say it's a lot. You just have to do your studies on it. Even in Abuja here, I just told you earlier, there's 6 lounges opening up. So people are saying
quite competitive.
Quite competitive, and you have to have your niche, right? So what makes you stand out? Because they can go to the next place and have drink the same Gleffendich or Moe or Hennessy or so, or eat the same food. So what stands you out? But the opportunities obviously a lot.
Okay, so this is where I put you on the spot. I didn't mention that earlier.
That's why I was smiling earlier, because I thought you were going to put me on the spot then.
No,
okay.
no. Right. So it looks like you've been able to, crack the code with all of this, even though you said you don't have a hang of it yet, but it looks like you do have a hang of it. And I know that you put in so much work, but where there's been privilege coming here, yes. And the question I'm asking is, what has it gotten you that lots of regular persons, maybe in this kind of business, would have to strive for, but you don't have to do that bit because, your background and all that?
Yeah, okay, that's a very good question. So I've actually been to like 5 panels or 6 panels, and I think nobody has asked me that question. I was always waiting for it.
Oh, wow.
and finally it came. But yeah, what I would say is, so when I came to Nigeria and started this business, I was given a space, a blank space. But I was given a space, and it was on me to say, okay, look, use that space and make it a thing.
Okay.
Right? I was never given Wingist. I was just given a space to make Wingist. So I don't think for me privilege did not really play in. Maybe just exposure and knowing, okay, let's do this, or we can do this, and it might work, and being able to research. And you asked the second question, which said, for those that might not be as privileged, how can they get in that? And I think major thing would just be in partnerships. So maybe in my case, I was able to reach out to someone that had a mall, right? And it was easier because it's a family member. But maybe in the other cases, go to look for a partnership opportunity with somebody that you may not know directly. And everybody always has something to offer. So like, for example, you have the great voice, but somebody else might be behind the camera and that's their skill set. And your skill and their skill comes together to present something beautiful. Hopefully I don't mess up I'm not messing up the beautiful thing. So yeah, you always have some, and that's the way I would always tell people, like as a human being, you always have something to offer, right? So it's just what are you bringing to the plate. So anybody can just partner with anybody as long as you have a skill set. So.
Okay, thank you so much. That's it actually. We've come to the end of the show.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank
you for obliging me today. It's such a pleasure to have this conversation with you.
I appreciate you, and hopefully we'll do more.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that actually. Yes. And thank you guys for sticking with me on today's episode of Enterprise Spotlight. Do not forget, you can watch this episode and more on www.TOSTVnetwork.com. You can also follow and like our social media pages, TOSTV Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course on YouTube is TOSTV Network. My name is Ade, so I'll see you. Bye for now.